got him listed at 6'8".
I got him at 6'9", but
nice drive.
Bye-bye.
Started with David Stern right away in January.
And then Kobe.
And then Kobe after that.
2 misses right in the paint and quick outlet passes. Minnesota trying to connect and right by Faves, and the bucket down by Minnesota. Dribble drive, Edwards inside. Right now the young guy has figured out. 2 minutes left, opening quarter. Caught the rim and in.
Tried to come out and match that, but make no mistake about it, the three-point shot is very important to this Jazz team.
He was confident with the shot.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden a 6-point game. The Jazz at one time trailed by 17.
Minnesota won a 2-for-1 for sure. LeBron loses it again.
His ankle.
LeBron is down and LeBron's hurting.
I know guys that can't make 105 layups.
I'm raising my hand. Here is
how he reacts to things.
You know, as they dunk it home at the other end. After he hit a 3.
Back to Robin Lopez. Robin came back at him.
It was
and said, "Excuse me, what did you say?"
Anthony Edwards with the finish.
Nice.
It was exactly a year ago today. That's a lot to have to make up. Edwards gets one to roll in. It's only his 2nd bucket of the game.
You know, these are
Naz Reid forced the turnover. Edwards throws it down. 15 makes from downtown and 29 tries for the Wizards tonight. Edwards.
Yeah, that was a mouthful right there. They just call it T.
Oh, welcome to the rim, Anthony.
Inside the lane is good. Anthony corner. Well, Jokic got to pull down that rebound. He's right there. Oh, wow. Anthony Edwards. When he's in the game, doesn't turn it over. Inside, and down it goes. That's more like what Edwards wants to do. Chris Dempsey on hand from Ball Arena. Nuggets down by 3.5. Pass to Dozier. He fumbled it away. He wasn't ready for it. And the lay-in is good.
Yeah, you get a
Edwards in transition, very athletic. Edwards with CJ defending. Edwards gets to his left, and that's what he can do, Lamar. He can simply elevate.
His rookie to test the Blazers rookie.
Rubio with the steal. Edwards gets the flush, so the Blazer lead has been trimmed to 16. They're led by 31 going into the final.
It's not a fluke.
Blazers back up 20. Edwards! Whoa. Hey, you got a tip. Simons poked away by Rubio. Edwards in transition gets the and one.
Tighten things up here to close out this 3rd quarter strong. Edwards gets to the cup, and the rookie with the take. Rudy Gay, no. Rubio, the outlet. He's got Reed with him. He's got a couple of black jerseys to get in front of him, and he does.
He just punished Rudy Gay on that.
Mills nearly forced a turnover. Edwards sees an opening. Ant's able to finish.
Slash down the paint. That's how you get the open 3. That's how you get John Collins for the jump shot, because he said, hey, okay, we don't have the break. Let's slow down and get
right. It out. McLaughlin back to Edwards. Oh, he decides to sleep. What are they allowed to meet for? And Ryan said he wasn't even sure what the protocol was, but that, you know, it might have to be something like on Zoom to have a good old-fashioned team. This past summer, he played with Sacramento. They picked him up for the bubble. And that was Swanson.
There we go, Ant.
There we go, and back to a 3-point game.
McDaniels. Edwards down the lane. Oh! Anthony Edwards.
Yo. But I like that he's getting away from just that face-up jumper.
Edwards again, hanging and finishing, and you just see the explosion of Anthony on a switch. Shot clock down to 5. Edwards is kind of the bailout, and there's no Wiseman in there, and so
Warriors are switching everything right now.
Anthony Edwards with the head of steam and the reverse.
That's the D Wade there. Cross screen, Steph's switch. They had a small defender throw it over the top.
And Anthony Edwards
though, right into the hands of Edwards. Ants going to town on Garland, took the hit.
Look at JB not just as a peer, but as a close friend in this league, guys.
Yeah. Edwards reverses direction on Nance. Open look, that's offline, and the Timberwolves a chance to add to it, and what a pass as Malik Beasley throws the touchdown to Anthony Edwards. Like this one is different though. This Timberwolves team has a little bit of a swagger tonight.
Ooh.
And speaking of swag,
last couple of weeks, Edwards a nice crossover move. Gives to Beasley, gets it back, goes into Allen, gets it. To have you with us, John Michael, Austin Carr, and Angel Gray. First game of a 4-game homestand. Edwards down the lane. He converts with the left hand. Edwards has 11. Point of the fourth. Edwards looking to get loose. In toward Allen, puts it up and in.
Oh, the first couple minutes, you called it early, Bill, just a touch sloppy.
And Edwards says, well, they were just silly the other night with 9 in double figures.
Yeah, and then they go to Indiana and get blown out.
The throttle gave up 134 to the Pacers.
And before, they're going to have whatever they want.
Well, they're 25th as far as points allowed. They give up 100. Couldn't finish. Spurs hustle back as Rubio always finds the open man, and this time it's Anthony Edwards for the dunk. Up to Edwards. Driving against Lonnie Walker, and a terrific act.
Interesting decision there, Mike, with Horford taking it off the deck with a guard defending him.
And he has that ability.
Edwards has not been able to find his offense really throughout the night until the Thunder defense has been on point here early. Another drive, and Edwards.
All levels here in this first half, folks. 9 of 17.
Well, OKC is on the verge of putting up an 8 for Dort, and Dort was met there by Reed. Edwards charging hard and will finish off. Laughlin quickly get into the front court. No D'Angelo Russell, no Karl Anthony Towns. Edwards, Euro step inside, able to score.
Reed, who was trying to guard him on that switch.
SJ now with 29. Edwards quickly back down, and he gets a bucket.
About Karl Anthony Towns, tonight is the 13th consecutive game that he's missed since his COVID diagnosis in January. That's a drive. Hoping to make it a 20-plus point lead, and it was starting the quarter to 28 right now, and a steal. Anthony Edwards, a breakaway dunk. This is down to it
as the Mavs change things up.
Going quickly up the floor, Rubio.
A little bit before he gets his full conditioning, his full legs back under him, but it is nice to see the journey begin. Anthony Edwards means
they're going to come and double, and someone's going to be open.
8-0 run by the Clippers. Wolves get a bucket out of Anthony Edwards.
What a luxury that is.
Edwards gets to the basket, able to put
in Memphis, and lost decidedly against the Grizzlies. Beginning of the game at the rim, Anthony Edwards. Largest lead had been 6. Edwards, pretty move. Wow. The groin strain. Rookie Edwards, that's a nice move. Yep. Game points in the ball game. 4 more threes for Terry. Edwards keeps the dribble alive, and the Hornets lost track of him.
Yeah, and he uses his already NBA body to create space for that left.
That's it. Edwards. Oh, man. Advantage. Edwards working on Devontae Graham. He can do a little bit of everything.
Part of that, you know, obviously Karl Anthony Towns and COVID have been a big issue for this team. He's a key player for them, no question about that.
Rookie to Edwards. Looked like he almost stepped on the line, and Edwards able to get pass stolen. Numbers. Edwards going to drive and get right to the basket. And a timeout taken by Laughlin into the front court. Sends it over to the rookie Edwards on the attack, and a slam dunk. Wow.
Edwards. Anthony Edwards, much better. Right. Timberwolves should have had more points off turnovers, Jim. They turned the Lakers over 13 times. Anthony Edwards. That three-point try a little bit strong. Rubio tracks down a rebound. Edwards able to ward off Gasol. 4 shots after an 8-for-9 start to the quarter. Anthony Edwards ends the drought.
How about the
90 seconds to go here in this opening half. Edwards, oh my! Overtime, their last time out on Monday. Rubio, what a feed! Edwards with the here. Ooh, they were lucky that wasn't turned over. Anthony Edwards, that Timberwolves the other way.
So it has
Terrence Davis was slow to get up, was holding his head.
A much more aggressive offense the last couple of years.
Yep. Averaged 13 a couple of years ago. Right on cue, the rookie.
Won that trade.
I think there's a tendency, especially in the NBA, with younger players, speaking of them, trying to extend just a 5-point lead. Levine is back out there. Oh, nice hesitation by Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, that was really nice.
His first field goal of the second half. And so calm and collected, just 19 years old. Oh, same thing from Anthony Edwards.
Than a dominant scorer.
Edwards goes at Wagner, and there is the athleticism of Anthony Edwards.
But he's going to look to attack. They are down right now, and the Wizards need to remember how teams treated them when they weren't playing their best basketball. The option to drive or commit a foul.
Edwards over Lopez. Not going to. Edwards with the left. He is explosive around. Shot clock to 6. Edwards gets the roll.
Scientists to see that he can shoot the ball, but when you mix in the other things he brings to the game, his motor.
After John Stockton, he doesn't really care.
Great anticipation by Edwards, and that is just cruel to the rim. Probably not very many in our audience. Oh, Anthony Edwards, he really thought.
He's been a double-double guy his entire career so far.
Well, they really feel like, Jim, is Edwards able to get another bucket?
I'm following Frank Kaminsky.
Timberwolves are fortunate that they do get the basketball. Edwards gets through traffic and finishes.
That's breath.
Wolves have turned it over on 3 of their last 4 possessions. Edwards and Anthony Edwards gets up.
It's excellent because it's got good rotation. He's got good arc on his shot.
Anthony Edwards for a second, Jim. I thought maybe he was
6th game of a 6-game West Coast road swing for Charlotte, and they look like they just are giddy out here.
And
nice attack by
there, but
a big age gap.
But still, yeah.
Here you go, Ant. Here we go.
Yeah, and
top shot moment.
Straight losses by Bill Blair to start the 94-95 season, and he won his 7th game.
You know, Mike D'Antoni, just watching their huddles, you know. Steve Nash is very confident. Wow, what a throw. When he got the job, Stephen A. Smith was talking about, he's never been a coach or whatever, but that's not even true. Like he's
job. So the next day, Finch was in Milwaukee with the team. So talk about trial by fire, guys.
All right, Jen, thank you. Is Edward now from beyond the arc, just 2 of 10. Minnesota 5 of 11. And Edwards got there.
Rim and getting to the hole right there. Excellent job of getting rid of the ball, reestablishing yourself.
Ball. They're 24th out of the 30 teams in scoring. Edwards, and it may have been an and one with it away from Steven Adams. Edwards on the reverse.
Yeah, again, this is the...
And the loose stuff through the 5-hole. On the run out of 3-on-1. It'll be Edwards. And the biggest lead of the game.
Lillard has it knocked away. Rubio ahead to Anthony Edwards, and Edwards is able to get the flush.
Good scramble by Minnesota. And again,
Trent, no. Timberwolves get another stop. Edwards with a head of steam, and Edwards finishes. Towns scoops it inside. Anthony Edwards. Edwards gets into the paint. Edwards with a finish. Wolves get the point back that they gave up on the defensive 3 seconds.
He's lucky there was a defense.
Edwards! Oh, Anthony Edwards! It's can't fly! Anthony Edwards just 2 points so far here tonight. Edwards gets to the cup and kisses it off the glass and in. And then Edwards takes it away. Edwards. Oh, how great was that out of the rook? Been a tightly contested game, largest lead for either team. has been 6 points. Edwards up to 19 in the game.
How about that take? That was
in the last 3.5 minutes. He's now got 21 in the game. Anthony Edwards and Ant, another 20-point game in the book.
Keep the pedal to the metal. It's one of the things you mentioned in the New Orleans game that you were, how about that move?
Oh, Anthony Edwards put that one up.
And Edwards did have a good game there, 28 points. Here he is off the glass to score.
Boy, he took it right to Damian Jones that time and got into Damian's chest.
Edwards steals it for Minnesota. Turnover number 7. Edwards at the other end scores with the left hand. After Saunders was let go of his duties, Edwards hangs in the air and scores. Anthony
NBA.
At the other end, Edwards elevates to throw it down.
The rim.
Hang in the air, reverse layup. And Edwards answers right back. Well, he's getting to the strong finish. Edwards reverse layup around Harrell is good for 2.
He's talented.
Real deal. He's going to be a problem for years to come. And at the other end, Anthony Edwards. Minnesota will probably get one more in. Edwards looking to throw it up, and he throws it in.
In the starting role is 21st start of the season tonight, averaging about 12 points per game, is Edwards. Right in. Edwards, the exclusive ball handler. Look out. There's his nightly high.
Yeah, it looked like the gorilla in the fourth quarter with his group throwing it off the backboard.
Rubio with the steal, and Edwards looking at an even longer 3. Towns with the offensive glass. Finds Edwards.
He could get it there in time.
Here's Edwards.
Crowder was like, no.
Clear the lane, please. Career high 8 that came early last season is Edwards on the drive. Edwards able to slip inside, get the finish. 16 lead changes in this one. Most of them came in that first half. Edwards inside. CP3 nearly had another steal, but Edwards just there from Abdul. Gets knocked out of his hands. Edwards with a sidestep. Down the lane he goes.
You don't want him to get layups.
Edwards. Ant finally shows some aggression.
Amazing, and there was so much talent on the court, and you need to go back and watch that game.
Edwards, a lot of contact, no whistle, but he does finish. How there was. Edwards has only 3 points since the intermission, and he gets his first points of the. Ant takes it away, and Ants are carnivorous.
And horses, you'd much rather have to pull the reins back on a player as Ant gets out in transition there and gets the layup. Nice feed by Jaden McDaniels. You'd rather pull the rein.
Edwards thought about the 3. Instead, Ant gets into the paint.
A 44-32 advantage in the painted area.
Edwards gets into the paint and able to get it to go high off the glass to get going.
Sure doesn't.
Edwards and Ant with the dunk. His first. Anthony Edwards takes it away. Got an open look at the rack, and Edwards going to have 29 all-time rebound charts. Still a long ways to go to catch Kevin Garnett. However, Anthony Edwards able to absorb the contact and get the finish. Edwards gets into the paint, and Edwards able to kiss it off the glass.
Maybe that'll get a Kicks Jr. in Cleveland, and he actually went off on them, and I didn't disagree with it as Anthony Edwards gets a nice lay-in. What a
ball, no. Anthony Edwards, yes.
Especially the anger issues, and if John is expert in substance abuse, and not that Kevin Porter Jr. has had any of that, but John Lucas is.
Edwards.
Whoa. There's 4 black jerseys right there in the paint.
Well, the Kings, the Heat, and the Celtics are the only teams remaining the Timberwolves have not seen this season.
10 of 11 just ended with that miss by Kyrie Irving. So he's still a red hot 8 for 10 as Edwards puts that 61-50. 40 seconds to go. Anthony Edwards getting free.
Is presenting.
and they continue to get quality looks.
And they're getting a turnover here. Anthony Edwards with the throwdown.
It's on Friday night by 6.
Finish that game with a 22-0 run. So they've come back from big time. Edwards in the lane. Too strong. Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, battle right there for Anthony Edwards. Pulls it away. And
back, Uncle Jeff. Couple more minutes left.
Bo Jackson there. Anthony Edwards. Oh, spin and puts it in. It's a 5-point game. Beasley in the corner. No good. Offensive board. Anthony Edwards. Make a cross. Now Bruce Brown has it. His pocket picked. Edwards puts it through and the
meeting. Anthony Edwards an open look at the rack and the two-hand stuff for Ant. Back to a 6. Anthony Edwards, great anticipation, and Edwards fouled from behind. A chance for New York, though, and then Edwards sniffs out a steal. Ants have compound eyes. He saw that all the way.
Anthony Towns.
And Edwards gets another one to roll in, and it's Edwards on the attack. Edwards with a finish.
And play in the first meeting between these two teams. That's knocked away by Edwards, and he will take it the distance.
2 seasons, being able to go to their bench and get production on a regular basis.
Edwards with a drive right.
Wolves continue to work their way back into the game.
Edwards all the way to the bucket. Towns, a Kogi, a pump fake, and a triple try that comes up short. Offensive rebound, Edwards. You're at a point now where you almost expect it to go down. Edwards going long, great setup by Towns.
These guys, they played last night. They've got a woeful record. They're looking for a reason to go home unsuccessful as Edwards responds.
Edwards is
76ers. Joel finding Danny in the corner, no hesitation.
Anthony Edwards, we mentioned, averaged over 20. Embiid nearly came up with a steal on the scramble. It's Edwards, got it done. Ultimately,
under jump hook. He'll get that down.
Edwards with 21. Yeah, he's in there now defending Embiid. Protection for Towns as Edwards comes up with a turnover. He's got 20. Timberwolves out of the timeout. Edwards and Towns combining there. Those two of
the stops.
Simmons going for the steal and Edwards going for the slam.
Ant attacking, gets into the paint, able to finish.
That's some serious bully ball right there.
Amongst rookies and assists per night is Halliburton. Edwards gets through the paint, and Ants can't swim.
Team on a nightly basis just how big Karl Anthony Towns is.
Oh, he's a huge man. I mean, he's every bit of 7'1", as you.
Behind Bataze and Sampson, you go to Brissett, who is the newest Pacers player, and a drive by Edwards.
What you'll see probably with the
3 of 3, hit a 3, 2 of 2 at the line. Edwards driving scores. Edwards, Towns, Reed, and Culver.
See, he comes at you. That's the only way you. That's what came out and basically ran the play where he's most effective. That's his game. That's Anthony Edwards' game, going downhill. So you.
The NBA.
But they'll feel it if they can get out and run. Well, that's too easy. If they can get out and run, you've got to be.
Edwards has 21.
Oh.
Count it in a foul.
Rob's got to be careful on this play.
Oh, that was a nice move. Yes, it was. Made 3-point field goals. Nice pass.
That was a nice pass.
There's the cut and the basket.
I love that play. That's a sweep. It's a winner.
Well, they had just played in the All-Star game together, too, so they have that.
Edwards.
Ooh,
that was.
Edwards
spins. And Anthony Edwards. Ant. And that's going to be a goal. Yeah. Pulls down the rebound. Been a slow start offensively for Ant. 0 of 3 from the field. Edwards on the attack. And Ant with the finish.
How good has Joe been here? 6 of 9, 4 of 6 from outside the arc. 18 points for him in the first half.
Oh,
and gets on every basket.
No.
Now you need to relax.
I could have given one there.
Yeah,
too.
there you go. Then he is 6'10", and then his release point is so high.
Edwards able to stick with it, gets it to rattle in.
Playing well in a basketball game, it rings hollow for me.
Rubio ahead to Edwards. He's retired from USA Soccer for a few years now. Edwards gets into the paint, kisses it off the glass. Timberwolves get sloppy with it. Vanderbilt for Ant, and Edwards.
And see how they commit 2 to the basketball and they rotate out of it.
Okogie to a cutting Edwards, and Anthony Edwards has his first bucket of the game. Perhaps going front.
Good defense by Wancho that time.
McLaughlin, Edwards, and Ants can't. Edwards keeps the dribble alive. Edwards with a finish. Wolves lead by 10.
First bucket of the ball game for Minnesota was an Anthony Edwards triple. Here is Edwards inside. He's fouled.
The number 12 pick, Tyrese Halliburton. Check out their numbers, Doug, since the All-Star break. Edwards has really stepped his game up.
Talking about stepping his game up.
My God. We're down to 3. He has to get one up. Instead, turns it over. Here's Edwards in transition. Kings with a 1-point lead. Edwards. Oh, he's rising up. Whoa. Edwards, spin move. Two-hand. Big boy dunk. Yeah, Minnesota 3 guys with 20 or more points. Here's one of them, Edwards. Here's Reed, handoff to Edwards. Edwards, left hand off the grab.
He had that knee, 30 games played. Stop and go drive inside, off the glass count. 11 of 23 from 3 for Utah, and again a drive and the rebound.
But this Timberwolves team, you talk about how young they are, they fight.
Another inside play, Edwards.
We heard Mike Smith upstairs talk about some giant killer games. And
if they're going to rally back to win this game. Inside, tough shot. Bucket down by Edwards.
That's not a rookie.
It out with Gobert on him. Edwards gets by, and Ants can't climb the Stifle Tower. He gets around him there.
Minnesota gets another takeaway here.
Russell for Edwards. Oh!
Up here for the baseline out of bounds.
Jim, they did reset the shot clock. Edwards meets go. Russell keeps calmly on his hip, finds Edwards, and Ant able to finish.
Davis was another one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a nice block at the basket. Oh, Edwards goes up high. 6'5", got great spring, and he weighs 200. Edwards, nice fake, gets it to the basket. Now that was a contest there because he about 3 seconds, shot clock, game clock, and there's a turnover. Up ahead, Edwards puts it up and in.
To see a little bit more of that one-on-one action because Cat can't move his feet to stay in front of Wood.
13-5 run, make it 13-7. Timberwolves have only 1 team foul.
Yeah, and the Timberwolves are number 1 in free throw rate as Anthony Edwards gets the baseline.
Wasn't any. On the drive, Anthony Edwards. Spotted that. Where's Naz Reid going to go with it? 7 seconds left. Edwards on the drive, puts it up and in. Boy, Olynyk.
You see him playing healthy, having fun.
Edwards to the basket for the slam.
Towns comes up with a rebound. Edwards inside, and
his job is to come off the bench and do just that.
Edwards absorbs the contact over. Edwards in the open floor, has it poked away, and somehow able to finish it anyway.
Yeah, there you go. 16 points in the quarter, pretty amazing.
Edwards able to kiss it off the glass and in. The Timberwolves, and a couple of them have been thrillers. Edwards, oh, Jim Peterson, the Bulldog.
Back with Karl Anthony Towns, but Naz is operating pretty well, and there's spacing on the floor, and Ant's getting off. Ant is doing his.
This season became the Warriors' all-time leader in career scoring. Anthony Edwards
Wilt Chamberlain's impressive career. I don't think they were tracking points in the paint back in those days. Ant sips his.
Ingram mishandles. Rubio trying to keep it alive and does. Gets it ahead to Edwards. And Ant with the finish in transition. Hangs in the air. No. Comes up with the rebound. Ant, a lot of contact. Gets a roll. Hernan Gomez mishandles. Edwards has Ingram to beat. Edwards gets the roll. Reed and Towns and McDaniels all out there. Edwards, what a beautifully executed play call. Gets Ant an easy dunk. Rubio forces a turnover. Ricky back for Ant, and he is an Ant bully.
12 points, he's got a double-double, 10 rebounds. There you go,
Edwards
Ant.
gets free, and the Tim said, yeah, if I can get a board, maybe I could push it and get some fast break points.
Just like this. Oh, my goodness. That was breathtaking.
Kogi strips it away.
How about that?
Wolves with all kinds of numbers. D'Lo for Edwards, and Ant assaults the rim, and then Anthony Edwards. D'Lo for Edwards, and Ant assaults the rim, and then Anthony Edwards. Oh, my goodness. Edwards gets into the paint. Anthony Edwards, it is his.
Coming downhill, their job is to protect the rim.
Edwards. D'Lo has it knocked away. Edwards, though, comes up with it, and Edwards is.
Overall, really good work with he and Duncan going back and forth.
Edwards comes back. It has been 8. Minnesota twice led by 11 on the first quarter. Anthony Edwards engulfed by Dedmon, still in this quarter. The Heat lead by 11. Edwards drives by Butler, took on hero Anthony Edwards. Rubio, handoff to Edwards, driving on Iguodala into the paint for the score. He can scare you. Butler, bullets ahead, stolen by Rubio. Look out, Edwards with a quick dunk back.
And I think that speaks volumes of the impact he has on the Heat team.
John 6 and 12 without him.
Anthony over Edwards. Here's Edwards, and that's easy for Anthony Edwards. Players, terrific job by Cole. Edwards driving and dunking it in. Anthony Edwards trying to go coast to coast. He does, and
That's Anthony Edwards. Rookie of the Year favorite with the drive and the deuce. Nice job. So it's a 14-0 run going back to the first half. Enough of that, says Anthony Edwards. To Karl Anthony Towns. Edwards with the drive, runs it up off.
Thought he was going to get an easy one.
And then Edwards pokes it away, eventually comes up with it, and Ant with the finish in transition.
By himself, because there really wasn't anybody that he had to spin around.
Edwards making a move, and an Ant on the cut. Oh, Ant with the rebound. Russell, the no-look to Edwards.
And women's tremendously gifted, hard-working player.
Ooh, Anthony Edwards, the Celtics lost him, and Edwards was ready for it. Ahead to Rubio, back to Ant. And Edwards with the
transability. And he's got those long arms. The way he's able to get his hand up there.
Edwards, chance for an Edwards. And he comes up with the basketball there. Ooh. Behind the back. Oh! Anthony Edwards going coast to coast after the steal.
That's what I'm.
Ant
Clarkson's
he's
going to win it.
He's not going to win it, but he's going to get some votes. But Jim, the thing that surprised me about Brunson is Edwards skyrocketed. Minnesota's 58% overall, Dallas 48%, and then Ant won. Edwards.
That's goaltending.
Yeah, it sure is. You know, here's the thing. As Russell comes up with the basketball.
Oh, my goodness!
Anthony Edwards!
Anthony Edwards. I'm just so excited for Timberwolves fans to have this kid to watch.